What's up? Tuesday. It is
What's
Tuesday.
going on? Happy Tuesday.
Hope everybody had a good Easter.
Easter.
Yeah, it was Easter. Easter.
Oh,
I was gonna do something Sunday, and the people backed out on me. Hey, it's Easter. You didn't know it was Easter. And, I'm a heathen. I'm just gonna let y'all know.
they didn't know that before they agreed to
Hey,
it?
maybe they didn't, but I definitely wasn't. I don't think I was worried
Well,
about it.
you're not a singular heathen then.
No, I'm not.
They was heathen right along with you.
Yeah, they wanted to be heathen adjacent until they figured out that.
Somebody told them, man,
Yeah,
it's Easter.
what y'all doing? Jesus didn't die for you to be on somebody's podcast.
That's right.
Jesus didn't die for that shit.
That ain't why he rose again.
No, Jesus died nor rose to be on somebody's podcast. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, I didn't put a promo out or nothing like that. I just jumped on here. It was gonna be something else from 2 weeks ago, but something happened in the process. So Sunday I was gonna speak on it, but since I didn't have a show Sundays, now we gonna speak on it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, did you hear anything about Cam Newton?
Oh, you know what? He said something about I think was it women being able to cook or something like that?
There you go.
Okay.
No. So
I didn't hear that exact quote.
Okay.
I just heard people heard mention of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna play it.
Good.
But
Yeah,
I titled this Newton's Law. Anybody that's maybe paid attention to science class or whatever, anybody that went to school and actually paid attention, Newton has 3 famous laws. It's really 5 laws, but we're gonna add a 6th law today.
Oh,
The 3 laws. The first one is nothing will, like, object that's not in motion will not change until acted on by the outside force. Second law is that the force of objects equals to the mass times the acceleration. And the third law is when 2 objects interact, they apply force to each other of equal magnitude of the opposite direction.
all right.
That's what we get when we have car crashes. That's Newton's 3rd law. Anyway, the other 2 are not known, but the 6th law is something new.
All right, drop it on us.
People will not get into motion until the man speaks his mind.
All right, that sounds pretty clever right there.
Yeah, that's the new law. People will not get into motion until a man speaks his mind. A black man speaks his mind.
Not just any man.
Not just any man, a black man. When he speaks his mind, then we got a whole bunch of moving going around.
Okay.
If a lot of people could hear it, like Cam Newton's in the public eye, a lot of people had problems. So I'm gonna play what he said first. We're gonna go on and play what he said.
Let me hear this, man.
Here we go.
I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Okay.
And it's a lot of women who are bad bitches. And I say bitches in a way, not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
Now, a lot of women, now the kickback of that is be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet for the man and handle his business. That's what they say. Or I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be submissive to a man and handle his business. That's what they're gonna say. So what is your?
But it's ways to do it. And I'm not just about to sit up here and beat up my queen.
No, I ain't saying like that.
But I'm also gonna also tell the men to start being men, bro.
Absolutely.
That sucker shit should not be rewarded.
So that was a clip what he said. All right. I'm gonna let y'all know the whole thing about men was cut out. Majority people's clips they were doing, it was cut out, right?
Okay.
Also, another portion of Newton law is that, we can make it another law. We're going to attack a person, we're going to try to cancel a person based on their speech. We're going to go into action, try to make them into something negative, and that's what they try to do. I got another clip. We're gonna talk about this clip. I just wanted to see what actually he said.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go to the clip that
I hadn't seen it yet.
you didn't see. So we're gonna go to the clip that this news reporter did.
Okay.
I'm gonna say reporter.
Oh,
Reporter.
show the spin on.
Yeah, we're gonna show how they do black men in media
All right, let's check it out.
to be sensationalized and
Right.
whatever. So we're gonna see how that clip turned into this commentary.
Right.
I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Yeah, this is where NFL quarterback Cam Newton thinks women are interested in hearing his thoughts on females. We'll respond to it in just a moment. It's about to get good.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Yes, the big boy in the video that we just watched is Cam Newton. He is an NFL quarterback, for those of you who don't follow the NFL. He's currently a free agent, but I'm not really interested in talking about his sports career. I am interested in addressing what he said in that video, because he seems to think that he is God's gift to women, and that, he has the ability to pass judgment on women who don't fulfill certain roles that he feels they need to fulfill. And so in this rant, he's decided to essentially say that, look, women need to serve me, okay? And if they're not serving me, then they're really useless. And he equates so-called bad bitches with women who might feel empowered to pursue non-traditional roles in society. He's not in favor of that. And he elaborates on that in this clip. Let's watch.
And there's a lot of women who are bad bitches. And I say bitches in a way, not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that. No, baby, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
No, you guys get it? Like the super mature grown-up man with a superhero t-shirt and a goofy hat is telling us how women need to act. So notice he said, women can they should be handling their own thing, meaning they should work, they should be independent, they should be able to survive independently in this insane economy. But that's not good enough for this catch, Cam Newton, okay? You need to be able to bring him his slippers when he comes home from work. You need to be cooking for him. You need to be his personal servant. Because if you're not, then you ain't a woman. What's missing in this exchange, in this conversation is, what the hell does Cam Newton offer to his female partners? Oh, that's right, I do know what he offers to his female partners. In fact, when his longtime girlfriend was pregnant with their 4th child, turns out he cheated on her and got another woman pregnant. Is that what a big boy does? Is that something to be proud of? See, here's the thing. We all make mistakes and we all have our flaws and our vices. But for him to sit there as a guy who got his side chick pregnant as his longtime girlfriend was pregnant with his 4th child, how about you shut up? How about you learn when to shut up? And look, Cam Newton has a history of this. In fact, why don't we go to this next video? This is from a press conference where a female sports reporter asks him a sports-related question. Just take a look at how he responded to her.
I know you take a lot of pride in seeing your receivers play well. Devin Funchess has seemed to really embrace the physicality of his routes and getting those extra yards. Does that give you a little bit of an enjoyment to see him kind of truck sticking people out there?
It's funny to hear a female talk about routes. It's funny.
It's funny to hear a goofball think that his opinion about women and how
That's it. Anyway, I had to cut it off. That was enough of that. What do you sound kind of like you women don't know nothing about football.
Hey, man.
Anyway, what you think about?
I'm not gonna say women don't know anything. I mean, I'm just gonna answer that first. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say women don't know anything about
Nah,
football.
I'm messing with you about.
Yeah, because I did say that because that's not what I want from my female,
Mhm.
my wife. I don't want my wife to be like, yeah, you saw how Cam Newton, shook them suckers. That's now she can enjoy the game along with me, but whatever. But this is very interesting, and I'm gonna have to disagree with Cam on one thing. They don't even look the part, Cam. He said they look the bad bitches. They don't even look the part, Cam. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
I think I wish he could have. I know what he was trying to say. I wish he could have. When he went to the whole bad bitch concept. He tried to take ownership of the term when he shouldn't have. He should have put it back on because that's what they call
themselves. Yeah, that's what they call themselves. Yeah. It wasn't even you.
So,
it was
I mean, but he kind of got himself in a little knot when he started referencing women as bad bitches. No, you referencing them as they call themselves, and he's not talking about all women. He's just talking about the ones who call themselves bad bitches. It's a lot. I mean, I can go on for days about it, especially the young lady. I don't know. I guess she's a reporter or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. It's so interesting when people their thoughts of you is what they do. What they think you're doing wrong, they turn around and do it.
Yeah.
She wanted to know who cared what Cam Newton's opinion was and turned around to give her opinion
of him.
Cam. And I thought that was very interesting. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. And and it was always to be honest, I don't think it was in any kind of negative spirit what he was saying, but she was definitely trying to be negative. She was definitely trying to cut him down. She mentioned the fact that he was a free agent, as though because he's not on the team.
Yeah,
and then she questioned, him being a catch, and I'll be willing to admit that I'm gonna put a percentage on. I'm gonna say roughly 80 to 90%
of women
would love to have that young man or that gentleman.
Even if they don't want him, would he bring to the table?
They want what he brings to the table.
$75 million. That's what he bring to the table.
Look,
$75 million.
He like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Got plenty of money. Got plenty of
$75 million.
Plenty of charisma. That's what women are looking for. So I think she might be a little bit. Maybe the bad bitch is not looking for that. But
now they have to learn to cook. So.
Hey, look, I think they're looking for that too.
Yeah, they're looking for that, but they have to learn to cook. So they might.
I think she
deterred.
She, I'm sure plenty of women who would say no to him, but I think the majority of them be like, okay, yeah, let's go, Cam, let's ride this to the end, baby. So,
matter of fact, a famous bad bitch tried to shoot a shot at. I wish I had that video. If I'd have thought about that, I'd have put that video up here. Brittany Renner tried to shoot a shot at him, and he was like, nah. No, I ain't about to be in your next book. And she looked like she was shook. Like, oh, how dare you? Because
that's how they feel about themselves. They bad bitches. But this conversation comes up from time to time when I'm hanging out with the fellas playing golf or whatever. And the fact of the matter, when a woman presents herself like that, bad bitch, it's very masculine
and bravado,
and it's. And women, they seem to he's intimidated by it's not that. It's just
they quick to say that.
Yeah, of course they because they start to make it. They try to tear you down because you don't latch on to that. But it's not that. It's just it's not attractive to. That's like me sitting here talking to you. It does nothing for me. Now I'm talking to one of the fellas.
One of the fellas, yeah. You one of the dudes.
Yeah, I can treat you like one of the fellas, but it's nothing attractive about that. Listen to a woman brag about how boss she is or how bad. I can hang out with the fellas and listen to them talk about their accomplishments. I don't need to hear that from my female counterpart. If we're in a relationship or trying to get to a relationship, that's not what I'm with you. So we can compare and see who outdoing who. That's not. It's not a competition when you're supposed to be.
It's not supposed to. Yeah.
When you're in a relationship with somebody. So that's. Oh man, I can go on with that.
So,
one
but
let me tell me, give me your shot, man.
So the thing is, people. Because I've seen men and women talk about this, right?
Mhm.
Men, brothers, like as men, we don't attack the person. We attack the idea.
Right.
We attack the talking points or whatever.
Right.
If we're going to talk about something, we don't talk about, but look how he dressed, this, that, the other, or he wasn't no good this year. Whatever. I mean, yeah, you can say that, but that has nothing to do with what he's saying. It's nothing to do with it.
Not at all.
So
They always go ahead.
yeah, that's the first thing. Just off top, right? If you really want to talk about something that really triggered you, let's talk about what he's saying.
Talk about your disagreement with the statement.
Mhm.
Instead, it goes to
At how many attacks?
Yeah, he ain't on the team right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
He got another woman pregnant.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
How long ago was that? I mean,
It doesn't even matter, but that has
Mhm.
nothing to do with the
No.
subject matter that you supposedly are disturbed by.
Mhm.
But that's the way of the world, man. I guess. Hell.
yeah, during that, I wrote something up on Black Male page on Facebook to the fellas, right? Fellas, don't get into these debates or these arguments, feeling-based debates or arguments. Stick
No,
to the facts.
you
Stick to the facts
'Cause-
and the statistics and everything that's tangible that you can actually prove. Because if you're arguing something, it's not about being right. It's supposed to be about solving a problem.
Yeah, presenting facts,
Presenting facts, yeah.
and then trying to get to a
Conclusion.
resolution. It's not supposed to be personal. It's
Mhm.
not supposed to, like you said, don't get caught up and women are very good at this.
Mhm.
And I don't think they do it on purpose. It's just their nature, how they, they change, they move the goalposts, and then it becomes a personal thing about them as an individual. When he didn't point anybody out, he was talking about, because we've all heard it,
Mhm.
the bad bitches, the boss bitches, that's what he was talking about, and from what I gathered from the conversation.
That was one thing. First of all, we need people that get triggered, right? Women and men that get triggered. You need to listen to the words. Words matter.
They sure do.
Sentence commas matter.
Commas matter. Yeah, that
punctuation
pause,
matters.
that pause
Like
means
everything
something.
matters in language, right? So the thing is, for me, meant I'm not talking about everybody. I'm not talking about all men, what men want, right? I'm talking about for myself. First thing, he said for himself. Second thing, when he started talking about the women, he was talking about women that he would like to deal with, not all women, not what all women should be. Then he specified what type of woman he was talking about that he don't want. He don't want the ones that think being a boss bitch, a bad chick, a boss chick, a bad bitch, whatever. He don't want those types because they don't do certain things that he deems to be woman-like that he saw his mother and his grandmother do. Because he started off with his mother and his grandmother.
Right.
He watched his father in a they still married today. They have a church, is Christian values. They're still married today. So based on that, yeah, he had kids out of wedlock. Yeah, he had whatever he got going on, but maybe the brother grew. Maybe he understands something now. Maybe he said, you know what? I thought I could do it my way, but now I got to look back. Sankofa. We back on Sankofa, right? We went back to Sankofa. We look back at the way my parents and my grandparents came up and how they tied the knot. They did everything the right way and the values they have. And maybe I need to do that to make, different in my life, to make a change in my life and do better. Maybe I need to do that. So for people to come back and attack him based on what he wants from himself and maybe personal growth is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's what he wants. Why can't he want that?
Mhm.
The question was asked. Now I don't know if the guy went for him to go that elaborate, because the other radio host was looking like, oh, hey man,
hey y'all, no, are y'all recording? No, are y'all recording this? Hey, this is gonna be gold.
He knew he had something.
Yeah, he had something. He had something.
What's going on? But he was talking about for himself. And how can that's no different than a woman saying what she wants out of a man? How, why would you get upset with what somebody wants for themselves? Now you can ask them, is that realistic? Are you being reasonable asking for certain things? But people want what they want. People have always wanted what they want. And so be it. Why would I be upset because you like purple curtains or something? Why would that bother me? To the point where I feel like I need to attack you as a person, because you like what you like.
Because I broke Newton's law.
You broke Newton's law.
I told you my opinion. I told you I'm a black man. I told you my opinion.
I just thought, like I said, I thought it was super interesting how she, said nobody wanted to hear his opinion and proceeded to give her opinion of him. I'm like, well, did somebody ask you?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. Also, words matter. A rant is not me asking you a question. You say you answer the question. A rant is I just come and you start talking. Look, these damn bitches, they out here doing. No, a rant is what happened on our show when we tried to do the men thing. That's a rant. That was a rant. Hey, if y'all, I think it's still up there. I don't know where it's at. But anyway, when I tried to do the men's, I tried to, present men, eligible men that were looking for women. It was the third show we did, the fourth show we did. It was 2 years ago. It was pretty much 2 years ago.
I still think that was a great show.
It was good. They had a lot of stuff happen during this show. But brother went on a rant and I let him go. He had something to say. And I got bashed and drug across the coals for letting the man go and say his piece.
Because you were being blamed because it was your platform that he was doing it on, but you was giving him some leeway. He had something to say. Why not? Why don't you want to hear that? And then ask the question, why do you feel that way?
Well, I think the other part of it was that I had the women, come on looking for dudes, and then this dude got a full rant, and triggered the hell out some women, which I learned something. You learn, you grow. That was very early on 2 years ago, so I wasn't even mad at that. It had to happen, I guess, for growth. So just like I had to grow do that, this man, might have learned something. Knows he don't want that type of woman.
Well, and not just that. What man you talking about, Cam? Or you talking about the guy?
Oh, the Cam.
Oh,
yeah, Cam.
Yeah. But I can't. It's not a lot in that video that I disagree with. Only they don't even look the part, Cam. I have to stay on my daughter about representing herself properly. Put yourself in the space to where you can be available to any type of man. What I mean by that is I haven't seen a man say, you know what, she don't have no fake boot, I ain't messing with her, or she don't have no neck tattoo, I ain't messing with her, or she don't have any fake eyelashes, I ain't messing with her. Where keep yourself as simple as possible, as natural as possible, and you open yourself up, far as men go, to all of them. But when you start to do certain things to yourself and to your body, carry yourself a certain way, it's gonna be certain guys like, I don't deal with women who have chest tattoos or who have face tattoos, or I don't deal with women who have blonde hair, or it's just that simple. Where I've never heard somebody say, what, she don't have no blonde hair, I can't mess with her.
I can't fuck with her.
Yeah,
never
heard a guy say that. So
she ain't got no damn long blonde hair. No. Yeah. Okay, so since we gonna go in the spirit of Cam Newton, we're gonna go and we're gonna talk about certain things.
All right, let's do it.
So you mentioned about that. So it's something I was gonna do too. About I was gonna start doing stuff. Just speaking to women, because women just tend to not understand the fact that where we at today, in the current environment we at today, men are a minority. Black men are a minority. Women, y'all outnumber us. I want to say about 1 point something million. I can't remember what it is, but here in Atlanta, if you're in Atlanta, you definitely outnumber us 20 to 1, whatever it is, some crazy number. But anyway, to piggyback off what you said, right? You need to become better cost risk analysis people. Like men are usually cost risk analysis. Okay, I'm going to pick this woman. Okay, if she become too much trouble, I got to cut her loose based on whatever. I can't tie myself to this, right? So this is what happens when guys don't marry women. You could be with a woman for a while, and then whatever happens, because the man is the buyer. That's one thing they got to understand too. The man is the buyer.
I hate that.
But it's
the reality.
It's reality. It's been that way since the beginning of the time.
Always has been. Yeah.
Until women start en masse getting on one knee and proposing to men. It's going to be that way.
They're not going to do it.
It's going to be that way.
Because they can't handle the rejection.
Go ahead. But hey, it is what it is. So the thing is, women got to understand, when I was reading some of this stuff, it's crazy to me that women are saying, who cares what you think, right? Who cares what men think? I don't care. And it's like, okay.
So you don't want to be with a man?
If you don't want to be a man, then okay, fine.
That's cool.
You don't care what men think, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want a man, you want a relationship, you want to get married, this way of thinking is counterproductive.
You need to understand what a man thinks, and why he thinks it, and be willing to understand it.
I mean, that's the whole thing. My analogy, I wrote some stuff today. It was like I got up, watched the Will Smith video he did a while back. It was a video he was talking about unconditional love and everything. And I would have, if I had it queued up. It's on my phone, but I don't have it queued up. But anyway, he was speaking on unconditional love and certain things, and I just got up and it got me to thinking about stuff I already, was thinking. So I just wrote it down and I put it out there on the page. So it was like, we need to understand that, unconditional love, you have to be open. So you have to be open for that to come in. So like you were saying, right, that's the first thing, you gotta be open. But the other thing, you have to be visually, kind of neutral. Because the thing is that you need to be appeal to majority of men, which is already shortage. So you appeal to 90% of men, you have a better chance of getting tied down.
Of getting the man that you're looking for.
That you're looking for. Yeah.
But when you start cutting men off based on whatever, whether it be your I'm gonna say your health, but your outward appearance. If you don't look healthy, or if you start, like I said, you want to cut all your hair off, which some men like that. But majority of men want their women to have some hair. Women do whatever you like. I'm just my thing.
No, these are tips. These are tips that if you're trying to get a man, I mean, you need to be listening to men.
Right. My thing is understand that certain things you do, you're gonna cut off a segment of men. Simple as that. And it's pure mathematics. When you cut off so many parts, you have less to work with. So now you got to deal with what you deal.
Whatever you got left.
And then I always remind my daughter, you get what you put out. So the same energy you putting out, if you putting out, ratchet, you're gonna get that back. You're gonna get that back. I said, when have you seen? I'm not saying anything is wrong with tattoos. Do whatever you like, but when have you seen the CEO of a company who has a wife with a chest tattoo?
With a chest, a bunch of tattoos, neck tattoo.
With a neck tattoo. And not to say, I'm not saying that you can't get a CEO of a company, but you just don't see it.
No, I'm saying you can't get it. No, I'm saying don't say it. I'm saying you can't get a CEO of a company. No, you can't.
CEO, depending on what kind of company.
Well, okay, there you go. Okay, I agree.
But we're talking about on a large scale.
Yeah.
You just eliminated a lot of corporate men. Yeah. When you start having these visible, I'm sure plenty of them wives have tattoos, but they're not
visible.
They're not visible like that. They're not across their neck. They're not on their face. They're not on this. I never understood the shoulder.
That's manly. That's masculine. That is masculine as hell.
Never understood.
That is masculine as hell.
I look at it and I was like, well, and I'm not mad at you for having it. I just don't understand it because that is nothing ladylike about that for me. Some dudes don't care.
And that's true. Some dudes don't care, but the thing is, if you want a quality man, right? Because men deal in quantity, women deal in quality. So if you want a quality man and you don't want quantity men, you need to be doing what quality men are looking for. You need to be keeping yourself within the spectrum that quality men are looking for. Like sometime, what's funny for me? Like, and this is crazy. I mean, this is one of my sick pleasures, right?
All right.
I get on certain sites and I scroll that shit, like POF, right? Which is a dating site.
I know, yeah.
And I scroll that shit and I look at the picture and I go down and look at what you call it. I'm like, oh Jesus, come on now. Really?
So you look at the picture, then you
look at what they're looking for, basically.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's rich.
Dude, I mean, this shit is one of my sick pleasures. But it's crazy. It's crazy that it doesn't match
because you understand these things don't go together.
Yeah, don't go together.
And it's not you not being mean or negative. You just living in reality. And everybody always has that hope. It's like almost like playing the lottery. I hope I win.
I hope I win.
Yeah, somebody's gonna win, but most likely you not. The chances are you not gonna win. And if you want to live your life on 30 million to 1 odds or whatever the damn lottery is, so be it. I'm not gonna tell you not to, but I'm just telling you that's your odds. Chances are you're not gonna get what you're looking for with the approach that you're using. Like I said, listen to me. They because in general, I look at all my buddies who are married and everything, and there's certain things about all our wives that are the same. They don't wear a lot of makeup. They keep their natural skin. They keep themselves fairly healthy. They're kind of just chill. They're not over.
They're
they don't
not
have-
overly.
Yeah, they don't have a bunch
extra.
of visual tattoos.
mm.
You know, it's just certain. And I just noticed it one day, and I was like, dang, look at that.
Mm.
No man, yeah, his wife. No,
Mm.
his wife the same way.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it was just a common trait, and I was like, man, that says a lot. But I understand men, you know, because we talk about these things, not just that, but we kind of think the same way, whether
Yeah.
we talk about it or not.
Yeah, it's just understood. Like,
Yeah, you know,
like when you see somebody like that you know, face tattoos and neck tattoos, y'all just look
Yeah.
at each other. It's like a look, like,
yeah. But I mean,
you know,
and I had to explain to my daughter.
Mm.
I said, just because a man will have sex with you does not mean he likes you.
or he wants to be with
Or
you.
he wants to
Yeah,
be
he
with
could
you.
like you. You could be you could be a great person, right? Personality wise, you could be great. You could be an awesome person, personality wise. But that doesn't mean a man wants to attach himself with you.
Exactly.
And that's what
could-
it is.
If he has an opportunity for sex, he's most likely 99. I'm not gonna go that high.
Mm.
95 times out of 100, he's gonna take it. He's gonna take that opportunity for sex
Mhm.
if you provide it to him.
Mm.
But that means nothing but sex. That's
Yeah.
all that means. And I think a lot of women get confused by that because a man will have sex with them
Yeah.
that he's interested in them long term
Yeah.
or for a relationship.
It could turn along to.
And,
Let's thank Pretty Woman for that shit. Movies like that.
Yeah, because ain't nobody trying to marry no doggone
Hooker, lady of the night.
I say ain't nobody. It's some people.
It's
out
some
there,
people, but majority.
But you playing the lottery again. You can find somebody who
Not
oh,
no
man.
rich person gonna want to do that.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. Come on. You playing a lottery. I'm not gonna say not a rich person, but very few.
Well, I'm sorry, because they have other people rich, but not no business.
You know,
No
it's
business
like I said,
person, straight lace
with-
business
with
person.
that mindset,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
playing the lottery
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
You like, yeah, I hope I get one of them 130 million to 1 odds, you know, to get this guy who goes, you know, take me out of this position. You had that look, bro.
This I'm gonna read some comments from this Cam thing. We're gonna get back into speaking.
Man, let's check out these
Well,
comments.
I didn't get the worst ones. I don't want to put nobody out there like that.
Oh,
So the brother
it's got
said,
names
talk
on there.
talk about taking someone's words out of context. All this fucking fake outrage is getting really, really old. You know, I really didn't like Cam when he was played for this one. Brother's talking about played for Auburn. The fan here, Auburn. I can't
He
read
said,
that.
said Tide fan. Here.
Oh, Tide fan. Oh, Tide fan here, but I don't see what he said. Don't see what the world he said for y'all to diss him. You know, why is she talking for men? Shame on you, because she's speaking on men. Speaking about
Why she know?
Anyway, he likes the complementary nature of feminine and masculine roles.
It's not even
That's
it's not even like it. It's just natural.
It's natural. It's
just
not
happens.
yeah.
It's just, you don't even it's not you like it. It's just now that's a woman. You know.
Yeah.
It's
You're
but
drawn to it.
You're drawn
Yeah.
to it. You know. It's the way it works, man. You can't fight Mother Nature. Mother Nature's undefeated. So.
And somebody was talking about the Young Turks. Looked like somebody's feelings got hurt from the way Young Turk was talking.
She was very emotional in her rant.
It was crazy. It's like, okay, you're a journalist. You understand words. You understand writing. You understand certain things, but you're trying to, put yourself out there based on his name.
She instantly went for the negatives. She's like, I'm gonna tear him down if I can. That's my goal.
So dude said, y'all mad he watched his parents' marriage, observed a healthy relationship, and wanted to emulate it. No matter when he tried to do this, he did something in the front end, but as long as you got a breath in your body, you can change.
Well, see, now I'm gonna get into society constructs because this whole monogamy thing is something that we've created. It's really not natural for men to be with a single woman, and I can't speak on whether women should be with more than one man. I'm not gonna go there. I know how men are designed.
Historically, that wasn't the way it is.
No, not. But just look at the biology and just how we're designed. Why do we produce so many sperm every day? So you can only get a woman pregnant once for 9 months. That's it. So why do we keep doing this if we can only get them knocked up once for 9? I said knocked up. They don't like that. But
I stay barefoot and pregnant. That's what I would say.
Yeah, a woman can only. A woman can only be pregnant once a year, but if I wanted to and had a willing partner, I can go out and get 100 women pregnant this year if I wanted to. Just like that. In 100 days, most likely.
Yeah.
I say 100, 150 days, I could get 100 women pregnant. The biology there does not say that men should be with one woman. But
that's how we populate the earth, to be honest.
Hey, I'm
You know,
just telling you.
if y'all understand numbers, y'all understand it was no way that we could have all these people on earth and person just stuck to
Yeah,
one
stuck to
person
one
and be,
person.
you know, it wouldn't be this big right now. We wouldn't
No.
have this many people.
No, but and like I said, that's a complete sidebar, but
Mhm.
that's a society thing. Where she was talking about him with the 4 kids, and then when they had another one, that's his own. You don't know what they could have agreed on that. His
I want another child. You don't want to have another one? Oh no,
go
nigga, I ain't have
with,
no more.
so and
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
I'm course, I signed the paperwork saying it's all good. You know, whatever the case may be. So I mean, and that's something that she wouldn't be privy to anyway. So why he was speaking?
And it wasn't his wife; it was his girlfriend. So,
right. But why he
you
was?
know,
But
we don't know if they still was on that type of terms
we
or
don't
whatever.
know where they were.
Yeah.
But why even speak on it other than to try to tear
Tear
him
him down.
down? You know, that simple as that.
Yeah, we Newton's law. We have
Newton's
you
law.
know, like I think it's crazy. Like when you see they post stuff, like women post stuff all the time, and they'll say stuff on camera all the time about, you know, they don't want this from a man. A man is this, a man is that, and a real man is real man that.
Yeah.
You know, but what happened to equality? Something else I wrote. You know, we, because of the empowerment thing that's going on with women, the roles have flipped. Like, you remember back in this male chauvinist stuff, they, you know, women couldn't say certain things and they felt, you know, they couldn't speak up. Now they're trying to make men feel like they can't speak up.
Oh yeah,
so they're doing the same thing.
And the problem with that is, so many men are going along with it. It'd be one thing if they you know did this, but men were resisting in Vietnam, and they probably are. It's just what you see on in media. Men are going along with it, you know.
No,
and I always ask, why do you have to silence somebody else to get your point heard? You know, why? You know, for you to be heard, why do we have to be quiet? That doesn't make any sense. Everybody should be able to throw their comments into the game or whatever you want to call it. But it's always like silence the opposition. You know, we don't want to hear anything you have to say. I don't understand that.
I was going to say something to piggyback on it, but I'm going to wait because we can do that next week. There's a whole topic in this topic.
But like you said, women can get out there and say anything. And as men or as a society, we really just, let them say it, because for one, that, I don't have a problem with women speaking their mind at all. But don't get upset when I, challenge you on it.
Challenge.
And it's not going to be you personally. It's just going to be your ideas.
Your ideas, the way you think.
How did you put this together? How did you come up with this concept of this or that? That's all. I'm not trying to. And people take the challenge as a personal attack, and it's not. I'm just challenging your thoughts. Same way you would challenge.
If I say something stupid,
women should be, in the house barefoot and pregnant. That's why their feet so small, so they can stand closer to the sink and watch this.
Misogynist, misogynist, y'all.
But I say something like that, then yeah, and then you get to challenge me on that, and I come whatever I have to try to support that, and but it's not a personal attack. But so many people take these things personal. It has nothing to do with you as the individual. We're talking on a much larger scale.
Yeah, I mean, another tip, ladies. I mean, just like you saying that, right? If a guy is amen at everything you say. It has no kind of pushback to anything you say. He trying to get in your drawers majority of the time. Just put it out there. I don't give a shit. You majority of the time.
I'm gonna have to correct you on that.
Okay, go ahead.
It ain't no majority. All the time.
All the time. Okay, all the time.
That's what if you just going along to get along,
to get along. Yeah,
I think women know that.
No, I don't think. No, I don't think.
No. You think that they got a true supporter?
No. Yeah, and especially in the social media world. Because
see, I'm giving
dudes believe like after he kind of do that, he can support us so much that he can slide in the DMs, right? Look, he rolling the dice. It's like rolling the dice, right? He trying to hit that there 7-11. He trying to roll that dice, so men believe that, and women just feel empowered, like, okay, look, the man said it, so it's like, okay, see, and they use that for fuel. But the thing is that sucker simp shit, it don't work. It's only gonna put you in the friend zone majority of the time. Yeah, you might get every once in a while, somebody might slip up, but
I doubt it.
Every blue moon, every other blue moon, every third blue moon, they might slip up.
I doubt
but
slip up. I think you're gonna be dry.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sitting over there dry with your jergens over there on the
tissue and a sock.
Yeah.
Your crusty sock.
Yeah, that's Yeah, that bothers me, and I'm hoping dudes are doing it genuinely and not for,
Approval.
yeah, for approval, trying to get something else, because you're doing them a disservice if you're not being genuine when you tell women, oh yeah, I agree with that, women are equal and they should run the world, and that's cool if you feel that way, or if you honestly believe it, but don't do it for like I said, for no sucker shit like that.
Yeah,
man. Come on.
And the thing is, especially like you could tell too about that mess when they join in like hyperbole, like it's way over the top. It's like, yeah, oh yeah, dudes, all dude, come on, dude. I mean, as a man, damn well, okay, yeah, we have
no
on both
absolutes.
sides. There's no absolutes. There's no absolutes. So when women start ranting about, well, yeah, but men do this, men always do this, men always, okay, there's no absolute. So for you to jump in on that bullshit and try to, piggyback off her just to try to piggyback on her or whatever,
piggyback off of the piggyback
the piggyback on her. Yeah, that's
deep.
That's you're not helping her and you're not helping anybody else, because the thing is, in this community, we need to start being honest. We start being honest about everything. When we have these conversations, when somebody's in the public eye, like I've been going back and forth with people on posts I did, and it's not about attacking her as a person or whoever the ladies as a person. It's about challenging their ideas. Don't just put shit out here on the social media and people sitting there reading it. And especially when it got something to do with a man's image, because what you put out there hurts all black men. The whole thing why I started doing the thing about we debunked the whole woman said about the welfare shit, all that shit that she said was just, yes, they had men left the household. Yeah, they had men do that, but it was a system put in place to create this whatever was going on.
This division.
Yeah, the division. It was a system put in place. Me speaking on, I've got a bunch of pushback about the feminist movement. No, it ain't it. Okay, but you have to look at this. There was a system put in place. It didn't. Okay, dudes did not get together and say, you know what? We're going to start walking out on women in the household. We're going to start walking out. It wasn't a mass.
It wasn't a movement.
Yeah, it was not a movement.
They didn't have a leader coming
in. Yeah,
like
there was
that.
no leader.
Gentlemen, we getting out of these households. We're not going to stick around for this.
Yeah,
we don't need to take care of these kids. Let's get up out of here.
Yeah, let's go get some cigarettes and don't come back.
Yeah,
everybody, we start smoking Cool Filter Kings. That's what we're gonna do this year.
We say we're going to get some milk.
Yeah, we're gonna get some milk.
We're going to get some milk. I'll be back.
But that didn't happen. But what did happen was a movement of women saying, we don't want to be this no more. Like they identified what they want to be. We don't want to do this no more.
Even on that, what you're talking about, it was women on there that said, I don't need a man. Even what was that, the 60s, 70s?
Yeah, there was the late 60s, early 70s.
They were already talking that I don't need a man, because somebody had took the place of what they thought all a man was good for, and that was pretty much a paycheck at the time. So because somebody, and that's the part that blows my mind, because the funding was so little, it was so low, and they were willing to accept that and say, okay, well, yeah, I don't need a man. The government gonna help me with this problem.
But it was the reason why, and the women say, ain't no woman because there wasn't enough money. But the thing is, when you think you're a victim of somebody, when you think you're like you said, women didn't feel they had a voice. So I understand that, right? When you have somebody just sitting there feeling like they can't tell you anything, they can't voice their opinion, even though no matter what you do, they feel like second class citizens. You remember, they couldn't go out and get jobs or whatever on their own. They couldn't buy houses or whatever. Yes, I understand that. But the thing is that when you do that, we all know now, we know this, right? Nobody can argue this. It is better percentage wise to raise kids in two household home. We know the percentage on that, how kids end up in a single parent household versus in a 2-parent household, right? But they didn't value what a man brought into that dynamic.
Yeah, they just looked at
the paycheck part.
The paycheck part. That's how we are where we are today. Because of that. So, hey man, go on about this all day.
But once again, we're speaking on something that we all know this, but the thing is, till you see black men talking about this stuff, when you somebody probably get in the comments, hey, but black men this, black men. The whole thing is like I said, it was a structure put in place for all us to fail. And I was arguing this point. Was it? It might have been last night. I do so much shit. I think it was last night. night before last. No, it was night before last. I was arguing this point with a good friend of mine about the whole feminist movement thing. And the thing is that yes, women should be equal. Nobody's gonna argue with that you there. Well, no sensible man is gonna argue with you there. Women, y'all should be equal.
Equal in the eyes of the law.
The law, equal in the eyes of the law. No, equal in the in voicing whatever you got to voice. But being heard, like anything, like your God-given rights. Put it that way.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Your God-given rights.
That's not that, and that's not something that can be legislated. That's something that you get just because you were born.
Yeah, just because you're born.
You know. So yeah, that absolutely. But I just want to be clear that men and women are not equal. And when I say that, I'm not saying one is greater than the other, but we are not the same. And I think that's so often we get caught up in thinking that we are the same, and we're not. Simple as that.
And so, and this is the thing, right? Yes, somebody can make you feel less than. I'm not gonna say they can't, but the thing is that you, with this empowerment thing, women empowering, this I'm on kind of touch on what's next week gonna be about, right? You doing all this empowerment of people that haven't, just a blanket empowerment of all women, just based on gender, is just as damn bad as damn men with male chauvinist shit. It's just as bad. It's the analogy, right? What women do today with this empowerment stuff, and we don't want to, we're better. Because I was arguing with a woman on this what you call them one Sunday, and it was like men are catching up. Women have left men behind or something. Which she said, I don't want to misquote her, but it was implying that men have, men need to catch up. That's what it was. Men need to catch up. Because
very inaccurate, but okay.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say. I mean, if you look at the figures, the money aspect, then that's not true. But the whole thing about that, if we're doing this right, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to create a void. You're going to create a void.
It's already there.
It's already there, and that's what we're going to talk about next week, right? We're going to bring that out next week because there was an article came out based on what we've been saying, black men have been saying, and people off in the manosphere spaces and stuff been saying that we have we're gonna have a problem. We are gonna have a problem because it's not on the men that, like, not our age. We are what we got.
Yeah.
But these young boys coming up, y'all creating a big problem, and y'all don't even see it.
Oh yeah.
Y'all don't even see it.
Oh yeah. They have no loyalty. They don't have any accountability to anybody. They just kind of just doing that. And I mean, and I'm looking at a move. I don't want to get too graphic, but in high school, it was kind of hard to come up on some sex. You know what I'm saying? But these young men getting sex at an early age, and they don't have to do nothing for it. And I think it got a lot to do with this whole empowerment thing about I can leisurely have sex just like a man or whatever. But I mean, fine. But at least wait till you're a little older. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be, I'm not going to say ruining yourself, but you should be, at that state, you shouldn't have a body count like that.
No,
before you leave high school.
No, you're ruining yourself. You're ruining yourself emotionally and mentally. You're putting damage. You're putting trauma on yourself that you don't need to have that early in life.
That early life where you're not, if you can't go home and talk to your, and I'm talking to I know, I don't think we have no people in that age range, but I'm talking to the young people. If you can't go home and talk to your parents about this, then you shouldn't be doing it. If you feel uncomfortable having this conversation with your parents or somebody you trust, that's an adult who understands, not your peers, not your little classmates, then you shouldn't be doing it most likely. It's a reason that you feel the way you do, so. But yeah, it's, these jokers, they growing up into, it's like, everybody's being selfish right now.
I agree.
And it is not a woman thing or a man. It's all of us,
people,
and we all want what we want. And be damned the person who trying to work with us or whatever, or our counterparts, because women should be our counterpart. Am I saying that correctly? Counterpart, I guess so. But be damned them, and it's all about me. I'm gonna get what I want, and hey, I got this. And it's both genders that's doing it. It's not just, and I'm only speaking what I see in my community. It may be across all communities. I don't know, but I'm seeing this from the younger generation coming up.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. We're looking at the younger generation, but like I said, go back to Sankofa. We could look backwards, look back in the '60s. We know that we had at one point we had a great community, not a great. Well, we had a great community, yes,
yeah.
because we had a great community. Let's put it this way: every time I say this, somebody else says this about the '60s, whatever. But women were getting beat. Women beat now. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? They're getting beat now. Not saying it's good, right, wrong, and whatever. Not saying it's good. What I'm saying is that we had a stronger community. So a strong community breeds stronger kids.
You can see it too.
We can see what's going on with these kids. I mean, there's nothing. There's no kind of foundation that these kids could build anything on, from what I see. Not as a whole. I mean, you have your exceptional kids. You have your kids that have great parents that teach their kids values. But the thing is that, like Lord of the Flies, right? The better kids, the worst kids are going to feed off the other kids. So they're going to be in danger. And that's the thing people don't understand. They just look at themselves and they put their kids in a bubble or in a vacuum and think, okay, my kid's going to be all right because my kid this, that, the other. No, your kids got to interact with kids around them. And the community values, our community values it's value money, it's value bullshit over anything else. It can possibly take your child out. And until that happens, then you think it's fine, but when it happens, now it's
that's a problem.
Now it's a problem.
It's on your doorstep
because it touch you. Yeah.
So it's real out there. It's very real. So
anyway, like I said, yeah, Newton's law. Cam say what he said, and
I'm glad I got to see that, man, because I heard people talking about it. So
yeah,
thank you for
bringing
me up to speed.
Yeah, like I said, there was nothing wrong. The man was talking personal,
his own personal opinion of what he wants. I mean, you cannot like it, but there's no need to attack him as a person because he feels that way. Because I'm sure it's some stuff about whoever that don't like it that somebody could attack you on. And it's just your personal preference,
Yeah, we all have that. We all have a personal preference. Don't mean we're gonna find it. First of all,
no.
Hey, that's like you said, the lottery. If depend on our odds, depend on how we make our odds higher or lower.
If you start cutting certain people out.
But the thing is that what he's talking about is something where he's pulling from where we used to have a good family value. We used to have structure. We used to have something that we can be proud of. Really, I don't like people can be proud of what's going on today, but I think it's sickening. It's a lot of shit I see.
It's bad. I spend a lot of I say not a lot of time, but I go out on the town probably at least once a week to have dinner or whatever, and it's all you see is a bunch of single women, in groups, and it's like and I know it's families out there, and stuff, but it's like, and I guess that's that ratio that we were talking about, how women outnumber men. So it's I'm not gonna say I necessarily feel bad for
Plus,
them, but
you don't like single men don't really do that. Go out, together, and not all. We'll go to a club maybe together, and we hunt and whatever.
But like, and normally, when me and my buddies get together, we all married. We go out and grab a drink, watch the game, something like that. But I guess it's just a different dynamic. But it's just kind of I just watch them, and I'm like, this is like I said, I don't necessarily feel sorry, but I'm like, they in a strange kind of, they kind of gotta, I don't want to make anybody seem like that, they gotta settle, but they kind of gotta get what they can get because it's, it's the numbers don't lie. The numbers are real.
And the thing is, like you said, the whole selling thing, I think is, it's crazy that, they're looking at monetary mostly when they talk about selling, whatever. And it's crazy because, what's going to happen? It's going to come to a point where women, as a woman, you can't work no more. It's going to come to a point that you're going to be retirement age, 15, 20 years from now, right? The women in our age range, what are they going to do? I mean, you're not going to have anybody that, that you spent time with and built your interpersonal, relationship with, and you're gonna be looking. They're gonna be out there looking. Okay, well, what?
and
And that's when selling happens.
right, because you know what? Because men gonna run into a very similar situation, but they are better equipped to deal with it than women. As
No,
far as
also they're the buyers, so
yeah,
it's a buyer's market, so they're gonna be able to find anybody at that point.
and I'm gonna throw this point out there. It's kind of got something to do it, but at the same time, it doesn't. I look at this guy. You probably saw it. I think I told you about it before, but he does interviews of people on Skid Row and everything, and a lot of the prostitutes, they have pimps, and they will come out and tell you, yeah, I used to didn't have a pimp, but now I do have a pimp, and he was like, why? And she was like, well, I make have much money, but I would blow it. It's like she needed that management, and they were willing to admit it. Now these are people. When I say these are people, I'm talking about these prostitutes are going out, giving away, their God-given gift for money, doing all the work, and then turning it over to a man because they understand that they can't handle this, or they don't have the skills to handle this money properly, and not end up broke,
and not end up in shelters.
And shelters. And so even at that level, these women understood because they were making the money. And I'm saying that to get back to the point of all these single women as they get up in age. Yeah, you're making the good money now and all that, but what are you doing with it? Are you preparing for? I'm not gonna call it a storm, but for the 20 years to come, like you say, that you cannot work, or that you're on a fixed income. Are you preparing for that? Because a lot of women, those women that I'm talking about, the different prostitutes, they openly admit they are bad managing their money, and they're making some of them $1,000, $1,500 a night, and they can't manage. How do you blow that kind of money? Making it a night when and what you have to do in order to get it. To me, that'll make me hold on to it even harder.
I think it would too. I would,
but it doesn't.
Let me put this.
But
Jesus, no.
The majority of them will openly admit that they are not good with handling their money, and like I said, I don't know if that's a biology thing, how we think, how we handle our resources, but those same women who are working whatever kind of job, making the good money now, are you preparing for a life alone in the future? And if you're not, you need to be, because it's going to get real. You're not going to have anybody.
Yeah, I think, and that's another thing I think we're missing with our kids today, is that we don't teach them to view long-term thing. It's all about being happy today.
Right now,
it's all about
instant
gratification. We're failing our kids by not teaching them this lesson. Because you're not promised a paycheck, you're not promised anything. COVID can happen, and look what happened to so many people when COVID happened. It was like, okay, what I'm gonna do,
right?
So you have to.
That was what, 2 years?
Yes, 2 years now.
Wow, nobody saw that coming.
No. But you have to realize that bad stuff happen. We can't just always live in the good here and now. Oh, it's good today. It's good today. My favorite Aesop fable is the ant and the grasshopper. And that's perfect. Ant and the grasshopper is that you can party all this time. You go trips and go do everything you want to do, but when it comes down to like you said, winter, when it comes down to the bad stuff happen, who's going to be the ants? Who's the one that put money aside? Who's money that
who's preparing for the future?
The future.
And I'm not saying that it's like, because I'm sure there's plenty of men out there who are bad with money. But what I'm saying is, to anybody who's going at it alone, are you prepared for the future? And I'm willing to admit that men are better prepared to deal with being alone as an adult. Well, I should say as a senior, than women are. Simple as that.
Well, because biology wise, or I guess society, because of whatever society, however we were structured. Remember, we used to go to war, and we used to go 3 years, 4 years off by ourselves, whatever, and leave the women at home and whatever. Is that we are more able to deal with that loneliness. We don't need to be, we don't need to be around people like that. We're kind of more comfortable being, by
In our
herself,
own little-
in her
right.
own space. So
Right.
it's just, I mean, it's biology. It's just the makeup, the makeup of masculine and feminine, or men and women. It's just the makeup. It's just different. We need to start understanding these differences and quit trying to fight it.
Yeah, that's the part that I think that I'm glad you said that. That's the part that and I need to stop trying to figure it out. But that's the part that disturbs me the most is why does it clash? Why I don't question why a woman does what women do. Like I said, I talk to my buddies. We talk about some of the stuff our wives do, and it's like I tell them, I said, man, it's like we in the same household.
Oh yeah,
It's the exact.
You just switch your dresses and women.
Yeah, right. But but I don't question that. I know exactly what you're talking about. But as soon as I try to explain why men do what they do, well, why you? No, it's not for you to fix it. It can't be fixed. This is who we are.
This is who we are.
Yeah, and you can't change it.
And you know what? And women kind of bad at that. And that's why I think all the time they think men are trying to do that to women, because they're doing that to men.
They're trying to
That's what they're trying to do. Because think about it, because of the nurturing, because they're able to have kids, they're able to raise kids, they try to do that with grown men.
Can mold this.
Yeah, they can mold them. Yeah, and that's why you have so many women that have bad situations, because they get with men that are, aren't on level, and they try to make him into their level, and it just doesn't work.
You're not changing the man unless the man wants to change, and he's going to change himself. He's not going to take your, you might better put some input, but the man's going to change himself if he wants to change. You cannot change a man. That's just like a man trying to change a woman. A woman can be a woman. You can't get her to. Well, I ain't gonna do that.
Well, for most part, she's gonna be herself, and she can't. She gets caught in the jam, and same thing with men. But that's not manly. That's not looked at as man in that situation. Not looked at as being attractive to women.
Right.
Men are supposed to be able to handle this shit. So,
I agree.
Damsel in distress is a thing, and and it works for women. It definitely works for women. And I don't know why women went away from would work, and that's why we were at.
Because they were told that you don't have to be in it. You can go out there and do it yourself. So,
and you can. No, you can. Well, but the thing is, you shouldn't.
You can in the world we have today, because we've civilized the world to the point where you can do. You don't have to worry about what people worried about. 100 years ago, 200 years ago.
Basic survival
skills.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's still poverty out there. It's still homelessness. It's still people going hungry. But on a large scale, it's very little of it. The percentage-wise, it's very little. Most people eat every day. When it might not be their favorite, but people can eat pretty much whenever they want to. They can go. It was a time when there wasn't a grocery store. You had to go out and find your food. It was a time when you couldn't go to the gas station and just put gas in your car. Well, shit, we didn't even have cars. So you got around on your feet, and you wouldn't do it to it. If you had a family, you stayed put, and your husband did all the your man. I don't even know they considered them husbands back then, but like I said, we live in a civilized world where things have been made easy, and so now we create new problems because the basic problems of survival are no longer there. So now you know what, I can do that too, and be my guest. But you get what you get when you choose to take that role. That's pretty good today, man. I'm glad you played that. I heard about Cam.
Like I said, he didn't do anything wrong. Based on what y'all trying to cancel him for, based on what y'all attacking him for, y'all might as well attack us, cancel us. We just broke Newton's Law.
Yeah.
We just broke Newton's Law. Go ahead and cancel us.
He got canceled.
Go ahead and cancel. We broke Newton's Law too.
Man.
So based on that, we all have our opinions. Black men have their opinions. You cannot silence anybody. Let's stop that shit. Let's stop trying to cancel people based on their opinions and their outlook on life.
Yeah, we gotta stop. We gotta stop the whole cancel thing. Period, man. As much as you might not like what somebody has to say, it's good to know that somebody feels however they do or they think a certain way, even if it's a bigot or a classman. You need to know that people out here feel this way about whatever. That's good information. I look at it as information. I don't take any offense to it at all. I'm like, man,
you need to know that I can't trust that little mom over there. I can't trust that bastard over there.
Right.
because he don't like me.
Yeah, he don't like me
Yeah.
for whatever
Yeah.
reason, because But that's you need to hear this. You don't
Mhm.
need it because that now you playing a game of lies when people can't be themselves and then they have to now they tricking you. Now you're being tricked. And next thing you know, when they finally do get over on you, trying to figure out how it happened. Well, when they were trying to tell you to your face, you didn't want to hear it. You had them canceled. So.
Yeah, you shut them down. Yeah, so I mean, you made it uncomfortable or it not popular to be themselves.
Yeah, so now they want to hide it.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, we broke News Law. Cancel us. Don't give a fuck. How about that?
All right.
Anyway,
Happy
we'll
Tuesday.
see y'all next week.
Next week. Happy Tuesday.
Whole nother topic. Told y'all we're gonna talk about we're gonna debunk something else next week.
Yeah, we debunkers.
We're gonna debunk something. We're gonna debunk something else.
Black male debunkers. That's what we.
And I know ladies, I know I promised y'all about the brothers, talk about what the brothers did. We're gonna come back. How the brothers destroyed the
brothers don't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, they don't. Okay. Yeah. How they destroyed the black family. We're gonna get on that.
Yeah.
Then you know what? I'm gonna do that next week. I promise y'all I'm gonna do it next week. How brothers destroyed. Then we'll go and do.
Yeah, let's get on the brothers then.
Yeah, because we would do that. But
it's plenty of responsibility to go around.
We're gonna go to brothers. I have that ready for y'all. But yeah, we're gonna talk about how the brothers destroyed the black community next week. So tune in.
All right, man.
All right.
Happy Tuesday once again.
Peace.